Welcome back to Passing Time with Craig. As always, I'm your host, Craig, and today my guest is Ricca Razor Sharp. He is a Calgary-based rapper. He was on the OG podcast of Passing Time with Craig years ago. It was nice to have him back. He's got a new album out, and we're also going to talk about East Town, Get Down, and a couple of other things he's involved with. It's a great chat. It's nice to talk with another musician who just enjoys. You know, what I like about Ricca Razor Sharp is that he really enjoys what he's doing with music and just the passion and has fun with music. And I think that's great. So I hope you enjoy my conversation with Ricca Razor Sharp. Well, hello, sir. Welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years,
Probably something like
Yeah.
that. It might have been pre-COVID, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, it was a while ago. So we've got lots to catch up on and
Yeah.
chat. It's been good to catch up already before we started recording. But how are things with you? Let's start off with that. How are things?
Things are pretty good,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, absolutely. Life is good. Another spring. I love spring.
Yeah, it's great. It's great time, and spring just gets people excited and happy and out and want to do stuff. I know this as an event host and you were as an entertainer, but before we jump into all that, I think because it has been so long since you've been on the pod, let's talk about how you got into music and rapping. Like, where did this come from?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, so this month I'll be 48.
Yeah.
So I'm like Gen X back in the day. And, you know, like I grew up in the 80s and I wanted to like be in bands and all that, but I just couldn't, like my half-assed attempts at guitar and everything just didn't take. And then like when we were in junior high, hip hop like definitely became like a big part of what I loved.
Yeah.
And okay, I already know how to play the mouth. You know, I've always been good at talking.
Yeah.
So at first it was just like a fun thing to do, like just in my room, kind of trying to write raps and do it over just scraps of whatever tape I had with like some. It was a godsend when somebody extended the beat for a minute after their song or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just, over time, I just said, well, you know, I like this and I'm pretty good at it. When I moved to Calgary in 99, I was 22 and I joined a band and it was like a metal band, but they wanted a rapper. And I was like, okay, these are the people I met. And they remain my good friends to this day. And I was into it from there.
Yeah.
That was I grew up in a town in Nova Scotia. So when I was here in Calgary and these guys had shows booked and we were going to go to CJSW and all this stuff, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm in the right place.
You're like, this feels right to me. This is good. This is what I want.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And now, where did Ricca Razor Sharp come from?
Well, when I was in university, I went to Acadia University in Nova Scotia, and like my name had been Ricca. That was just like a ball team name. My name is Jonathan.
Yeah.
But like it's just another story. But like Ricca was just what people would call me. And then my buddy Jesse Leggett, DJ Jetlag, he said, Ricca Razor Sharp. And I'm like, you know, that kind of rings off the. And so I started writing that into all my rhymes. And it's been a good thing because it kind of sounds like a record. So people come up to me like, Ricca Razor Sharp and stuff like that. And then like way after the fact, I realized RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan would sometimes use that tag and say like RZA Razor Sharp on the record and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's where Jetlag got it from. But nobody's ever really like called me on it. If the RZA himself asked me to stop, maybe after these 25 years, I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Then you're like,
that's the only person who really got me off this.
So, okay, so you've released albums in the past. Last time you were on, we chatted about that. So now you got this new one coming out. Tell me about it and where the inspiration came from it.
Okay, well, all these years, like first I was in bands, and then I was like with a crew, Audible Intelligence, which I still have, are like my good friends. And sometimes those guys would produce for me because I was like, I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And then when in 2019, I promise I'll get to your question. In 2019 at Christmas time, I finally said, I'm going to learn. My goal for 2020 is to learn to produce. So I invested in some software and stuff. And then what happened? Right away, COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm locked in the basement and I'm like, we're speeding up the timeline. Yeah. So then.
I mean, we're kind of a blessing in disguise. You're like, okay.
For that, it was.
Yeah.
And So I ended up putting out my first self-produced album on May Long Weekend of 2020.
Yeah.
And that was because that's my birthday weekend. And so then I said, you know what, I'm going to do this every year. And so since then, this will be the 6th year in a row where the Friday of May Long Weekend is my new album. So I'm on a turn like that now.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I love that. So do you find that you're trying to make each one like very different, or is there some connectivities where like you could really kind of play them back to back and they just flow well?
I mean, there was one where I used only samples that I pulled out of 60s songs.
Yeah.
Like every sound on the record, except for the voice, was from a 60s song.
Oh, that's cool.
But other than that, like I just get making beats in the fall. Like I kind of drop it for the summer.
Yeah.
And then in the fall, I get making beats, and whatever starts emerging around Christmas time, we're coalescing around what is the dominant sound. And it kind of just depends on what's in my mind and for lyric wise. And I don't go out of my way to make an album this or that, but they kind of just turn into what they turn into.
Yeah. And what inspires you for these albums? Like, where do you get those inspiration for songs? Is it just watching TV? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it just like something that just pops? You're like, that's it.
Well, it's just always been that I love music.
Yeah.
And I just get fired up listening to other people's music. And then I hear a sample or something, and I'm just like, ooh, I wonder what that would sound like with a breakbeat underneath of it, or just whatever happens.
Yeah.
And lyrically, it just comes at me out of like some of this just silly shit I make up.
Yeah.
And some of it is like a mood I'm in. So I write a song that goes to something. Like it's usually a pretty good mix of just like pop hooks and funny stuff. And then like there'll be some songs that are on a topic and some thoughts as well.
Yeah. I love that you said like it's just you'll hear other songs. And I love when musicians really are such big fans of other musicians and get like an acknowledge it. Like I think somebody in the mega world right now, Kelly Clarkson, I mean, she does her karaoke at the start of every episode, and she's singing songs that she loves by different artists and bands. And then those people are singing like, oh my God, this is like almost better than my version. Like it's just like, it's nice to see artists supporting artists.
Yeah.
It's like super, I think it's a nice positive thing that's in this world right now.
Absolutely. And I mean, regardless of me making music, all day I got music on. I rode my bicycle over here. Of course, I had tunes.
Yeah.
I'm just fired up by music.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you would make great music if you weren't just like obsessive about music in the first place.
Yeah.
Which most people like it to begin with.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not a hard sell. So.
Yeah, you can be like me and not musically inclined whatsoever, but love music.
Yeah, love music, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's all these people that come to my Name That Tune nights that couldn't sing a tune, but
Right.
they know all these songs, they know all the words, and they love it. And music's just fun.
Right? Yeah, it's good for any mood.
Yeah. And so that's a good, before we get to East Town Get Down, let's talk about like performing songs. Like what does that, like how much joy do you have when you get to perform live?
Yeah, it's a big thing. Like I said, I'm 48 years old now. I'm a freelance worker. I work at home.
Yeah.
I ride my bicycle every day. Like I'm not like back in the day when I was in a band, we were like every other weekend we were somewhere and just everything was happening all the time. Now it's not. I perform like a few times a year.
Yeah.
And when that date is coming up, I'm fired up. And then when I get up there, like people say, "Oh, are you nervous performing?" I'm like, "No, I'm nervous beforehand that something's not going to work out with the bar, or I'm nervous that like I'm going to forget to talk to somebody that came to see me, or that the night's going to not go well." As soon as I'm on stage performing, like I'm here to do what I got to do, and I'm just in like a state of happiness.
Yeah. It's that entertainer mentality. I understand that completely. There's always, like especially going to a new venue, I'm always like, I don't know, like what if people don't show up? What if the crowd's not good tonight? Like I don't know what it's gonna be. And then as soon as I'm on and I just start having fun, and then I can see other people having fun, and it's so great. It's like nothing else. Like it's such a great drug. Just being in front of people, entertaining people, and having the audience having fun.
Like even in life, like right now I'm here to talk because that's what this is.
Yeah.
And in social situations, like I'm not a shy person or whatever, but like still there's that thing in the background. Like, is it my turn to say something, or should I like be a little more me tonight or a little less me or
Yeah.
whatever? Like it just goes around the
Yeah.
brain. But when I'm rapping, it's like, okay, well, for the next 36 minutes and 12 seconds or however long my set is, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it right if I'm not 150% of me. So there's one moment in life where I don't have to think about what to do.
I love when I don't have to think.
Yeah.
It's a joy.
Right.
So, you mentioned earlier, being part of bands and having friends that you still work with. We had your buddy Iron Lion on the podcast just before the holidays. I guess it's been a while now. I'm like, oh right, it's May. I don't have no sense of time. But it must be so much fun to have people that you can perform alongside that are your friends.
Well, yeah. Performing with them and then people that have just come into my life as a result of music and that, like, I mean, you mentioned Iron Lion. Him and I still perform together and we still make songs together, but like above and beyond all that, like we're just like friends in life.
Yeah.
And like the same with the rest of there's 7 of us who we call ourselves Audible Intelligence. And that was like a music thing at the time. And it still is, but like more so now it's just a life thing.
Yeah.
Like friends, like a good, and there's others from other chapters that just started out as somebody to collaborate with musically and then just became somebody of like importance in life.
Yeah, and it's just a joy and nice thing to have those people who are your friends, but also completely understand what you're dealing with, going through that mindset as you're about to perform and just promoting all that stuff. Like it's nice to have your friends who actually get it.
It is. It's totally it is. I mean, I don't know. Do you hang out with anybody else that has a podcast or that does like trivia?
Not really, but every now and then when I meet other podcasters and trivia people, like we get each other. Like you do, and you're like, oh yeah, no, I get it. Like me and one of the other trivia hosts here in the city, like him and I will message about like venues I've tried it before, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, and like, what do you think? And like we get each other, we understand, and the ask from the venue, and we're like, this is not working. And I'm like, hey, no, if you can do it, like make it work. Like it just didn't work for me. And it's just like, then it's like, yeah, no, it still wasn't working because the owner wasn't thinking things through. And I'm like, yeah, it's, it's so much about, it's not just what us as performers bring to the table. It's what the venue and the owners do. And if they're not willing to promote and really show you the love, then
Right.
there's no point. Like I always say, whenever I go to a new place, the idea is that half the audience should be mine and half should be yours. So half are my followers that are like, oh, Craig's hosting Harry Potter trivia, or he's doing Name That Tune at this place. Let's go. We're free that night. We've never been there. And then they're going to come and they're going to go, oh, this place is really good. I really like the drinks or maybe the food. And so then the next time that they're looking for something to do on a Saturday afternoon, they're like, hey, remember when we went to Craig's event there? And then the people who come for the venue start following me and go, wow, oh, he's doing the Office trivia over at this place. And I love the Office, and my coworker does too. Let's go to the Office trivia. Like it should just be helping each other out.
Ideally, it's a win-win.
Yeah. Do you find most of the places that you're performing at are really supportive of you and want you there?
Yeah, like I mean, I guess so. Like it used to be when back in the band days, when I was in my early 20s, and there would be 4 or 5 of us in the band. All we had to do was like, we would just go to shows when we weren't playing, and like there was just the circuit, and all we had to do was point at a bar, and like 100 of our friends would show up, especially with 5 of us doing it. Now I'm a little bit older and the music scene has changed, and I feel like it's just it's a different world. But I do it. I don't ask somebody for a spot unless I'm going to at least show them that I'm doing promo, and like that's what I owe them, I think, if they're going to open their bar to me.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it works better than others. Like a lot of times I will bring out a good crowd.
Yeah.
Always some people,
Well, and I'll say like with you and a few other artists that I've had on the podcast or just follow on Instagram, you guys all do a good job of like promoting your shows and like far enough in advance. The amount of times that I've seen artists not post anything till like the night before, and they're like, hey, like ticket sales are kind of low if you want to come to this, just so you know. And I'm like, this is the first time and I go to their feed and they haven't posted anything. They've literally just done on their stories. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, this is on
You
you.
need to, yeah.
You can promote.
Yeah. I mean, in my professional life, I'm like into content and, copywriting and social and agency
Yeah.
stuff. I'm freelance. And so I get it that you got to have like a calendar mentality of big events.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I should start stepping it up for Easttown Get Down.
Yes. Well, this is perfect segue into Easttown Get Down. It is so much fun. I've gone to it a couple times.
Yeah.
It's such a cool thing. For people who don't know what Easttown Get Down is, let them know what it is.
Okay, so it takes place out on 17th Avenue Southeast.
Yeah.
Important distinction.
Yes.
Out in
International Ave. Forest Lawn.
International Ave.
Yeah.
And it happens once a year. It's a one-day thing. It kicks off, I think, like late in the afternoon, maybe around 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it goes to late. And you buy a wristband. There's like a little outdoor thing, but then there's a bunch of bars and restaurants. And just at all times, people are playing in all of them. And you just go and pop in and out and like, oh, it's 7 o'clock. You consult your little guidebook.
Yeah.
Do I want to see this guy over here? Do I want to see this band or this girl over there? And you kind of just bop around and like you're in and out of these venues that are all tightly, it's like walkable.
Yeah.
And some of them, like, the border crossing is more the biggest one.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other, but then there's like restaurants and stuff that they just move a few tables and you do it. And another aspect that I really like about it is that all these restaurants have their own different kind of food, right?
Yeah.
And so they all have like $5 options that night.
Yeah.
So where they take some of their popular dishes and just give you like the snack version of. So if you show up $25, which you're going to pay for a meal anyway, instead you can go to like 5 of these, and through the course of the night you're going to have like some really cool spring roll or whatever it is, and just gradually eat. So I mean that's a good part of it too.
Yeah, the one time we started off at, I think it was like the Chinese food restaurant, and yeah, it was a $5 dish. So we started off there, and it's not a place you were expecting live music. It was really odd,
Right.
but it was great. And then went over to the bowling alley, like there's so many different venues. And
Right, the bowling.
yeah, the bowling alley has some too. And so my friends and I were like bowling as well in between. Like it was great. Like it's such a cool thing. And yeah, it's one price gets you into all these concerts at all these different venues. Obviously there is still capacity. So if there's somebody like really big that everybody's going to go to, maybe make sure to go there for the show beforehand. Like
It's kind of, I just love that vibe of it.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there at 7 and you're watching somebody you had on your list, and then you're scratching your head about where to go at 7:45, and then you say goodbye to someone, but then you run into them again at 11 because you went to this. I'll see you at 11 because our favorite act is going to be on.
yeah,
It's just a cool.
it's such a cool thing. So is this the first time you've performed in it?
Yeah, because I
Nice.
got I think the first year was 2020, or the first year I knew about it.
Yeah.
And then I got accepted. Congratulations, because I get a lot of letters that say we get so many blah blah blah. So thank you for So I know the other letters, but I always like to get the ones that say we're happy to. So I was on it. I was feeling good about it.
Yeah.
And then of course Satan himself sent the friggin' plague to Earth, and it canceled it. And they sent us a thing that said, "Don't worry, you're all on it next year."
Yeah.
And then the next year, I was just waiting for that email, and then all of a sudden, I just saw an announcement like, "Here's everybody that's on it," and I'm like, "Oh, where's my name?" So I didn't actually apply again until this year, and I was like, "Give another kick at that can." And then I got the good letter, so here we are.
Nice. Do you know where you're performing yet?
Well, as of the recording of this podcast, I don't know if I can break kayfabe here.
Yeah,
and say
let's
that
do it. Let's do it.
it's like May 7th or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They told us a few weeks before they were going to let us know our slots and times, and it's 2 weeks away, so 2.5, whatever.
Anytime now.
Yeah, anytime.
Well, I'll just, at the end of this podcast, when I will make sure to say what it is if we know what it is.
Sure, yeah.
And of course, we'll post it on social
And
media
I'll
a
be
little bit.
posting it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Ricca Razor Sharp, so they'll have their handy guidebook and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's such a cool thing. What are you most looking forward to being a part of it this year?
Well, I'm cursed as a musician that when I go to something really cool, I enjoy it as a music fan.
Yeah.
But there's like 10% of my brain be like, oh, I should be part of this.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm jazzed as a fan to just go.
Yeah.
And then I'm even more jazzed because I get to be part of it. And, like, I don't know if I'm early in the night, then I'll do my thing, and then I'll just
Yeah.
be, like, part of the part of the mob going from one place to the next. It'll be a good night.
Yeah, and I want to like let people know if we're talking like a bunch of different types of music here.
Yeah, right.
Like
Yeah.
there is something for everybody there and a different venue. And again, you can just stay at the one venue the whole night if you want to. If you like look at it, you're like, yeah, there's enough different styles or things I want to listen to here. Sure, do that. But it's just such a cool experience. It's so much fun.
Yeah, me and a couple of my buddies we're listening to a loud band and like having cold beers, and then we're like, oh, I heard about so and so. We don't want to go to this next place. We walk in like, oh, nah. And then we get into this restaurant. It was like she was like a folk artist just in the middle of telling some like story or something in this restaurant. And it was like, oh, gotta like bring it down.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the one year we did it, it was like it had rain all during the day. And then when we went there to get our bracelets and like it was starting off, it was nice. We're like, okay, good. I think we're in the clear. But then it kept like raining kind of off and on. You know, it's May, like obviously in Calgary. And so then it was just like I remember the one time we were like getting ready to go out. So I was pissing down. We're like, yeah, we could stay here for another drink.
Maybe we like the next band here after.
And then we start, and then it's like, okay, now we're ready to move on. Like, but it's just like cool. It's something different, and you get to go to a place maybe you haven't been to, like Forest Lawn in a little bit, and there's so many places out there, and you get a chance to see like the different restaurants, pubs, and again bowling alleys. Like,
Right? Yeah.
just check it all out.
Like, yeah, it's not that far away, but yeah, I don't all like go out there all that often. I live in Mission, so I just hit.
There's so much in this area. And I think I'm hoping there's more of this stuff that will kind of happen because I think it is a great way to get people to an area that they haven't been to before or in years. And again, check it out. And like, I mean, Mission, you got Lilac Fest, thousands of people come down to that. Like, and so you get to remember or see what's new since the last year you were there. And that's just it. There's going to be some different places this year for it. So. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. My plan is to go to it.
Good.
I think it's gonna be
for Ricca Razor Sharp.
Yeah. So I wanted to also talk to you about is it Tribes Artist Society?
Tribe Artist Society. Yeah. I mean, and that's not okay. It's not mine. I'm just a person who goes to it.
Yeah.
But
I was looking about it. It's so cool.
It's very cool. You know, well, they do different things in the community, but the staple thing that I'm part of and is that on Monday nights, they have it in a room at Arts Commons, and anyone can come, and you show up, and you just kind of mill around and eat some pizza, free.
Next, love it.
And then it's Indigenous led, so we sit down, and they do like a smudge, and we all kind of like just introduce ourselves every week, and then somebody will give like a little seminar for half an hour or whatever about some aspect of music or whatever, and then it's time to freestyle. So we get in a circle and we like freestyle rap for the last hour or so, and some people pass, or some people come and they don't do that, but then by the end of the night they'll give it a shot. But it's really good because like I've freestyled for many, many years, but like I was kind of out of practice. And now in the last year or two since I've been doing this, it's got me right back into it. But again, even more so, just it makes me look forward to Mondays because of the people.
Yeah.
It's a good group. It's a diverse group, and age wise, like just everybody's there. And, you know, some weeks it's 10 people or 25 or anywhere in between. And it's just a cool thing.
Yeah. How'd you get involved with that?
Just through a couple people around the scene were telling me that they went, and I started checking it out like around not long after I moved to Mission. And it just became like a thing now that I know like a lot of the people who go as good friends, and I just look forward to Mondays.
Yeah. So if people are listening to this and go, oh, that sounds cool, but might be intimidating, what would you say to them?
Well, first of all, the people who put it on, like the central people to it, it's not like back in the day when people like would, especially around battle rapping and freestyling and stuff, there would be like a lot of posturing.
Yeah.
The new generation are like, well, some of them are my age and stuff, but like they're just way nicer.
Yeah.
And about the aspect of freestyling, like everyone was super encouraging. And people will come and just sort of like, oh, they kind of lean back in their chair when it's their turn and they kind of just pass.
Yeah.
And then nobody's like, come on, but sooner or later, if you give it a shot and like you land one rhyme, or even if you don't, people are going to be like giving you props and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a vibe. It's a good vibe.
It's a good vibe. It sounds just like supportive, and I think something that people kind of need right now. And just so it's a great way to like something free to get to know people and find similar interests.
Like it's a nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
And the point of it was, I mean, it's called a sober place where hip hop lives.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to be sober in life to go to it. But you have to be sober on Monday between 5:30 and 7:30 or whatever.
Shouldn't be that hard of an ask for people.
Right. And like, I think in the day of it, it was sort of created as a way to give like younger people a good place to go.
Yeah.
But like now, as a lot of people my age or just any age.
Yeah.
And it's important to me.
Yeah.
I'm not really like a person that goes out to like all this kind of stuff. But it's become a thing for me, and it's like a good thing. So I'm glad you asked me about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, when you mentioned it as we were like texting, and then I was reading up about it, I was like, this is such a cool thing. Like, I think that's awesome that there's something like that out there. Just gives, again, something for people to meet up with other folks and get some support and learn, but doesn't cost anything, and just gets people out of their comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't cost a thing.
Yeah.
You get free pizza and chicken wings, so I mean, you're ahead.
Done. Sold. Right, people? Listen. Free pizza, free chicken wings.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for? As we start to wrap up, I do want to like ask you about what do you think the current rap scene in Calgary? Is it the same as when you first came here? Is it evolved? Is it smaller?
I mean, I think when I first came here in 99, I was looking around for it.
Yeah.
And you had your like established crews, but only a few.
Yeah.
And they all kind of knew each other. Like if you rapped in this city in 1999, every other MC knew about your existence at the very least. And there was only like a handful of nights. So when there was some kind of thing where some touring act was coming to town and 3 locals got to open, it was like a big deal. Like you knew who you'd see there.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like obviously the art form globally has like just become a much more widespread thing. And like there's a whole new generation of like full grown adult ass people who are like, I was a kid and I saw you rapping. And there's just like more or less more stuff going on. You got to still kind of sniff around for it, but there's always something going on, and the people just are generally like pretty positive, and maybe it's not quite as, I mean, I guess everybody's different.
Yeah.
Like it's generally like you got your B-boys and B-girl events that happen once in a while, DJ events, MC events, like there's just, and like it's not necessarily always bar shows. Like there's bar shows. I came up in the era where it was like first band, second band, third band, last call.
Yeah.
Like a bar show.
Yeah.
Now it's like some kind of event that represents some aspect of the community, and there will be a bunch of artists, and it's just like a little bit of an evolved thing. Of course, there's still bar shows.
Yeah. There's still a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just it. I've mentioned this on the pod before. There is live music every single night, and it's different styles, whatever you're looking for. You have to kind of start maybe to seek it out, but once you find that scene, it's there, and you can find it so much easier.
Finally, CJSW has taken the ball and like created a comprehensive listing.
Oh,
because
nice.
For a long time it used to be fast forward.
Yeah.
And then there's been various other like little flash in the pans, or I shouldn't say that, but I never knew where to go for everything.
Yeah.
Now I think CJSW has recently upped it, and on their website they have like a calendar with quite a few different venues.
That's awesome. Yeah, because there's so many great places, and you never know who's also willing to do live music. Sometimes venues haven't done it, but if you go to them and you're like, hey, I want to do a show here, would you be interested? And they'll be like, oh, maybe.
Right.
And yeah, because like again, going back to East Down, Get Down, like there's venues that you would not expect to have live music.
Like a little restaurant with like 10 tables.
Yeah. Like not much bigger than my apartment.
Right.
And there we are having live music and people in there. And it's just, It's all just great.
Yeah.
Okay, I do also like to ask everybody,
Okay.
what's awesome? Tell me something that's awesome.
What's awesome for me is spring
Yes.
because, like, I mean, my bicycle is out of storage,
Yeah.
and just I need to get out of my apartment sometimes,
Yeah.
and like spring just fills me up with a little bit more of a neutral, like a naturally positive starting point.
Yeah.
Still have my good days and bad, but like you're one or two ticks up the calibration just for living through May and June, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of, I wake up and open up my patio door and just like take a moment and like feeling good. And then I've got some time to kill, which you know what, maybe I'll just go for a walk or go for a bike ride. And there's so many great like bikes paths around us. Like you said, you live in Mission, I'm Earlton. Like we've got so many great along the river. It's so nice. I don't want winter to come back.
Go outdoors, people, before this becomes a dystopian hellscape.
Yeah.
We're still allowed to go outdoors,
Yes, exactly.
even if you only got like $1 to your name.
Yeah.
The outdoors still belongs to you.
The outdoors, I mean, not to bring
I
back
shouldn't
COVID.
make light because there are people who live outdoors.
Yeah.
I don't mean that,
But like, I mean, bringing back COVID again, that was still something we were allowed to do. Wait, go outside. Like, we're always gonna be allowed to go outside. And, we complain about the weather in Calgary, when it's winter, but when it's awesome spring,
right.
go enjoy it.
We're in
Like,
that sweet spot between snow season and smoke season.
yeah, yeah. No, it's nice. Like, even just working on stuff on my laptop or my balcony, it's just nice to just get that fresh air and enjoy it.
Totally.
All right, so your new album, what was the name of the album?
Gemini Jams, May 16th.
May 16th, available where
On
we
all
get
the
your music.
streamers.
Yeah, you know how to get them all. Like, what is your short pitch for people about this album?
Well, there's like a lot of features on this album, but then there's a lot of different songs about different things. I got like a couple of really good old school style crew cuts where like people are coming in and out, different MCs. And then I've got I think my early pick for a song that might catch on is called We're All Kanye. And it's like sort of like just a rap about how like it's called We're All Kanye, but it's about like 100 different like sort of famous people and how we're all like a little bit like each of them in very different ways.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a look in the mirror to be like we're all kind of awesome, but also all kind of flawed. And
Yeah.
I think maybe that'll be the one to. But listen to the whole thing if you got time.
Yeah. Is there any song from your past that if people are like, okay, I'm only gonna listen to one song to give this guy a chance?
Sure.
Do you have the one?
Yeah, well, there's two songs that go neck and neck at the top of my all-time Spotify's. One is called "Do You" in the '80s, which is like 15 years old. And like I got a video on YouTube where I'm like this '80s guy trying to like pick up the lead female.
Yeah.
And that video turned out really well. Shout out Colin Hart for making that. And then there's another one called "Put On Your Good Boots, We're Going to Kensington." And there's a video too. Like that song is Iron Line and myself. So that one does quite well. It's an ode to a night out in Kensington.
Yeah. Do you enjoy doing the music videos?
Love it.
Yeah.
Like to me, they're sympathetic in my brain between songs and videos now. Like they're all just like a drum beat goes with a bass line, like a video goes with a, and I just like doing it.
Yeah.
My videos are mostly budget because I make them myself, but I love doing it.
Yeah. And it shows. I've seen some of your videos in the past and like they're just fun and you're just having a good time and it shows and it just makes it more enjoyable for the listener and the viewer to when the performer's having fun and enjoying what they're doing, it bleeds to us.
So that's what I try to do as a Ricca Razor Sharp show and anything. It's just like have fun with people.
That's a good way to do it. I am the complete opposite with my events. I want to make sure they have no fun.
You'll hate this and you'll come back next week.
But come back. I mean, to be fair, they are coming back to my events where they'll come to my trivia nights. There's teams who are usually the bottom two every single week, yet they come back every single week. So it is torture. So, I mean, I guess it kind of is like that. Oh, what a
Suckers for
joy.
punishment.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. Well, thanks, man, for
No,
being here
thank you
today.
for
This is
having me
super
over here.
fun. I'm glad that we could get you back on the pod after all these years and looking forward to everything you got going on for this for the month of May here.
Yeah, me too.
All right, awesome, man.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you once again, Ricca Razor Sharp. Check him out on Instagram, Ricca Razor Sharp. And Easttown Get Down Festival is happening Saturday, May 24th here in Calgary, in Forest Lawn area, 17th Ave, International Ave, whatever you want to call it. And he's performing at 8 p.m. at TJ Juice Bar. So go check it out if you're looking for something fun to do. It's such a cool thing. Like I said, you get one pass and you're set to go for all these other venues there. A lot of fun, great deals going on. Make sure to follow me on social media at PTW Craig, passing time with Craig for all the fun ways to pass the time. Otherwise, we'll chat soon. Bye.